Hello, Pennell here from Sound Dust, and I'm here with the long-awaited, well, I've been waiting for it for a long time, new thing. And this is a fascinating love child of Kick Tom, which you may know, and Plankton, which you may know. And together, the thing they've created is rather beautiful and strange, and I'm billing it as a harmonic drum machine, which I reckon no one's done before, but I may be wrong. Anyway, the point of it is, it's a clever drum device with lots of things going on, but it also does it in tune. And I think that's quite a useful thing. Anyway, let's have a look. So, if you know Kick Tom and Plankton already, then you'll have a rough idea of how this nonsense works. But I'm going to assume that you don't, and start from here. Essentially, what Plankton Drummer is it's 12, it's an octave worth of sequencers, which you control by a key. And each one of those has its own sequencer here, which can be any length, and it can be lots of different play rates. You've got swing, drag, and human, which do strange things to it as well. And you can also select sounds. Now, because it's a drum machine, I've gone for kind of slightly onomatopoeical sounds, because we've got a combination of acoustic sounds and classic drum machine sounds. So, and classic keyboard sounds, which have been turned into drums. So, you know, for instance, we've got the fantastic CL78 kick drum. These are all sampled from real instruments that I've borrowed off some lovely people, and I still need to give them back to them as well, on the whole, sorry. But there's also quite a few made with, I could get a fake 808, but actually it's better to fake one using modular stuff. Sometimes you'll get these pictures here which aren't real. They're made by AI, which I just thought was quite funny. Even that's an AI picture. You can do amazing things with AI, you know. Anyway, but the point being, you can program any of these 6 sounds here. And how it works is that the top one, the sample section, actually you select your sound, your sample within the multi-sampled kick drum. For instance, as we're here, hold on. In fact, if I take that to 2, boof. So these are multi-sampled, and the top fella, you select your actual sample. Now, it gets cunning around pitch and these things over here, which I will explain in a minute. But, you know, I'm also billing this as a harmonic drum machine, and it kind of is, which is conceptually sometimes a bit tricky to get your head around. So, meanwhile, select your sample there, decay. And we've also got control here, so that sounds will choke each other off, or they will continue regardless. Let's just leave on poly for now. And here is volume, velocity. So that's where we choose the sample. So if we put a different one there, So here's the pitch thing. Going mad here, let's make it. And now the harmonic concept is here. So if these kicks are on a C, and they're tuned as near as I can goddamn do it to a C. So a straight one will play, you know, there's lots of harmonics going on, especially in the acoustic sounds, and some are more tuned than others. But on the whole, they're tuned to that note. And as long as its pitch here is set to nothing, then it will play that note. And over here, we've got a scale quantizer, and we can basically choose the key that we want our drums to play in and the scale. Ooh, interesting. So That's because it's there. So that will stay within the melodic minor D scale. And of course we can have, let's go back to the... So that's the first thing to look out for. And I'm going to turn this off for now, actually. We've also got a hard quantize, so it will put everything to whatever you want it to be. Not satisfied with just, and obviously, hold on, if I play a few keys. So the keys are dedicated to boom, clack is kind of, and it's a little bit general MIDI-ish in the sense that you're going to get things in roughly the same place that you would on a general MIDI keyboard. And we've got a combination of, sometimes we have a combination of acoustic and electronical, but generally you've got electric and acoustic versions of everything, including even a double bass. So here we go, this is what kept happening when I was making it. Part of the tuning thing, I'll quickly show you as I am showing it now, we've got bend as well here. So if we go back to the, if we put it back onto the scale, let's just go there. The pitch wheel here, which I'm now moving, will tune these notes, but within the C scale set there. So it kind of quantizes whatever notes you play into the scale that you've got set. Now, it's not an exact science. Obviously, they're drums and they're not that easy to tune, but you can get close, and especially with the electronic things. So, not only do we have the these selection of lanes, which you can zoom in there, by the way, we also have effects lanes. Now these are a whole new thing. Let's just go small again. So all of these effects over here, which you turn on and off by clicking on them like that, and all of these effects here, you can now control here. We've got 3 lanes, but you've got a choice of different things that you can put in there, and this is where it gets really quite interesting. So this one here is controlling this one here. Now it won't control them. You can see it happening, but it won't control them unless you have it turned on. Filth control, by the way, we've got transistor and tube, which have different effects on different sounds, as you'll learn. So we've always got that there. That's always the sample thing, which is in a way the most important. Let's just put it to 8. IR mix is quite fascinating. In a moment I've got it set to a kick drum. Let's just do the obvious. Put a big old reverb on, medium size. So you've got this happening, and it's actually quite nice to even do it like this. So you can kind of do quite a nice gating sound. Let's turn the transient off. And sample start isn't an obvious one, but you can do really quite nice things. Let's go to that one. Let's turn off that. But you can do quite nice kind of glitchy things, which isn't obvious at the moment. There you go. And I quite like doing that. But you can also soften that up as well if you want to get rid of the glitches. But I quite like that. Mod wheel. No, pitch wheel. So basically you click on, you hit a key in this section and you'll get the specific sequencer for that key. Also, all the effects are also specific to that key. So you can have entirely different effects going on in different keys. Also, we've got all these other keys here, and what these are loaded with the 72 sounds that are in these keys. Each one of these now has one of those sound sets. So for the Cs, all the Cs have the 6 sounds that are on the C key. So starting with, there you go, that's the CR78. The effects here are the same. These ones don't affect these here keys because they're less important. And you've also got over here an articulator, and what that allows you to do, hold on, let me just find that. Wrong one. Oh. So velocity plays through the different samples, and you've got the articulator, which allows you to do strange things as well. So these are independent of the actual sequencer. So if I there's all the obvious kind of drum rolly ones. We've also got some intriguing algorithms. We've got straightforward 16ths, so you can build things there. There you go, an instant house of some form. The algos are quite interesting because they are actually kind of rhythms. And you can change them like that. And the chaotic one is actually chaotic. You're never quite sure what you're going to get. Oh, wrong one. That one. See what I mean? But all of these, every single note can have its different, can have a different articulation on it. And there is one of the presets up here. Sorry, the snapshots has got just the articulator. Okay, but on the whole, all these snapshots have got that left empty, so you can do what the hell you want. Right. Back here, we've also got the round robin function. So, as you've seen, we've got a choice of 6 different sounds, but you can round robin them. So that cycles round the sounds that are there. Random robin cycles round the sounds that are there in a random way. So you're never quite sure. And then dropout has a seed mode. So it'll kind of decide how often to play the note depending on seed setting. You have to go the opposite way here. So seed 16 is going to play them more often. Going the other way, it's going to play them less often. So it's a great way of, certainly kind of hi-hats, or in that case cabasses, it's a great way of kind of making things a little bit irregular. So that's, it's going to do that. Okay. Swing and drag. Swing is very obvious. And these are independent of the different sequences. Drag pushes things slightly in front or behind the beat, which is more relevant when you've got things behind each other, which is good. And humanize adds kind of little fluctuations of the obvious stuff, it's kind of pitch and time. So you can do this really kind of organic, human sounding. Oh, I forgot to mention the bend on and off, didn't I? So when you've got the, this is pitch wheel. If you turn that off, then the pitch wheel doesn't affect it, but it does affect the other ones. Yeah. I'll leave it there for now. We've got, so you can just latch a sample there, hit latch, it'll play. It'll add things to it, so you don't have to hold them down. Sticky or chord replace will just move from one to another. Sticky will just add more. I should change that from chord replace, shouldn't I? It just occurred to me. Sync keeps it in sync, obviously. UE toggle's handy, and UE hold. If you're editing this page and you don't want it to keep jumping, put UE hold on. So then you can add other things in and still stay on this page. Or if you are, hold on, I'm running out of hands. If you are on latch mode and you've got, you can toggle round the playing notes, which is handy for editing as well. Functions, we've got some instant rhythm generators which give you some basic patterns, and we've also got copy and paste, which is really handy. So if you find something you like, you can put it somewhere else. And also the repeat pattern is less relevant here because it only goes up to 64. But if you've got well, let's just say an 8-bar pattern, and you quite like that, you can then double it as many times as you want. It allows you to, saves you kind of trying to draw stuff in awkwardly, which I found particularly handy. So the sounds. Crack is kind of hand clappy things. There's some kind of wild cards in here as well. So we've got real hand claps and fake ones. Let's just take some of the effects off there. And we've also got some, we're on round robin. I quite like the bubbles. I just thought they were quite good. Smack is electric snares, the obvious ones. I've been using sampling a Dave Smith's Tempest, which is a great little drum machine, and also there's bits of DFAM and various other modular things. This is from a Kraken snare unit, and then you've got real snares. Interesting timing going on there. 2 snares, a very small piccolo tight one, and then a great big Ludwig. These are all sounding a bit short. Let's do that. Choke. And snare stacks. I like to do silly stuff. Sizzle is kind of various forms of hi-hat. So you can do open and close on the same thing. Metronome is another one I like. This is an hilarious AI metronome. Oh, we're on seed. So, oh, there we go. Thump is kind of Tommy kind of stuff. We got a crazy roll. While I'm here, okay, presets. These are really handy little starters. So I've sequenced lots of kind of style snare, kicks, hi-hats and stuff. And of course, it doesn't matter where you put them, but these just load up in one. Yeah, okay. So these don't change anything else. They just change that particular, the sequencing of that particular, where were we? So that's a swingy glitter thing. Hold on, let's find Bo Diddley. Diddley's quite funny. I saw him a minute ago. Here we go, Diddley. And this Tom. So it's you can just really quickly combine different styles as well, which is quite interesting. And, have things playing the wrong instrument. The boom whackers are great as well. And they're great with the tuning. With the boom whackers, you've got lower notes at the bottom and high notes at the top. So if you want to do that. And if we go over here, we've got a bit of panning going. Let's put that back on, but let's... Boom Whackers works really well with the bits thing, actually. If I change that to bit rate. I've had a lot of fun with that one. I mean, just try drawing stuff in, see what happens. Oh, changed the wrong one. It'll only allow one version of a thing at a time. So, yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Swish is more kind of hi-hat based stuff. Various hats and cymbals from classic drum machines. Knock is another. We've already got loads of effects. More kind of tom-based things. Let's turn that off. And things like that are deliberately got really long and weird starts so that you can do that. Top shack is various strange percussive sounds and tiny hand drum. Let's turn some of that off. An egg. Everyone needs an egg. A spring. That's a... Yep. Everyone needs a spring, and everyone needs wood. And you can even just, same thing with these, the lower notes and near the bottom. And then finally you've got full kits. And I did this so you kind of share sounds. And you've got a variety of, so you've got a basic room kit, and the kicks tend to be near the bottom, high things tend to be near the top. An Opticon kit, I made a big fuss about the Opticon, so there's lots of the drum hits off there which are sampled deliberately from the internal speaker. In fact, hold on, let's just do it like this. I just really like the quality. The acoustic quality of it is sampled binaurally. In fact, most of the live sounds are sampled binaurally. Pulsar, which is the strange drum machine, which actually doesn't make a lot of... That's the kind of sounds it makes, but it's quite good. Modular tape kit. So this is stuff that made with a modular, put through... technically not real tape, various Chase Bliss pedals and the like to get a bit of wobble. 8-bit kit, modular. These are great as well. That's great for using the length and sample start. You can do quite good stuff. And we've also got a 909, which is the 909 of Paul Hartnell from Orbital. So it's made a few hits, this 909. Maybe it will again. Oh, wrong one. So same thing, lower kicks at the bottom. And these are as close as possible tuned to the B, the note that they're on, so they all fit into that concept of tuning. Mixer page, so you can see everything that's going on there and kind of sort out volumes and turn some things on and off. So you've got the volume control here, which you can, and these are all automatable. It's quite tricky to automate the stuff on this page, except velocity depth, which is actually a very useful tool. That's how much this affects the volume. So right at the bottom, everything is pretty much the same volume. Oh, let's turn that off seed. Hold on. Let's turn that off. Whereas at the top, it's more related to the volume here. And it's a really good thing, if you right click to learn it and put it on a MIDI control, you can do... So you can actually do... So you can do kind of velocity variations and subtleties of playing styles, which is quite handy as well. Got some dancing chaps there. Did I go through the effects? Basically, we've got a transient designer, filth, bit rates, EQ handy for taking some top and some bottom, and especially around the 1K region is really handy. The delay's nice, all automatable. And back here in the impulse section, let's take that into eighths. We've got drones as well, which are tuned. So if you're in a C, you can add extra depth and tune, which is quite handy. We've got low ones, we've got mid ones. Now these behave differently with different pitches that you're throwing at them. So the kick ones don't respond very well to the higher drones. Yeah. And then you've got sub drones, which are brutal. You possibly can't even hear them. Let's do the high one. So that's real kind of sub, and that's actually a Moog sine. So, yeah. I've made a funky drum beat without trying. RFTM is the manual, explains some of the stuff that I've just shown you with intriguing infographics, which I'm sure you'll find very useful. Do you know, I thought this would take ages. I know I always say that. I always say the same things. Oh, it has taken ages. I just looked at the timing. I'll cut all the blur out. So that's pretty much it, I think. Plankton Drummer is available from Sound Dust. I think it's the greatest thing I've ever made. Oh, snapshots. There's 30 or so. There's actually 32 in various styles, based on things and not based on things. But these are basically starting points. And also, you know, you've got whole track builders here. That's based on Donovan's Season of the Witch. There you go. You've got the obvious funky drummers and stuff. Oh, hold on. There somewhere. Oh, this one is a break beat you might recognise. That's when the levy breaks. Maybe you noticed, a bit faster than usual. So the other thing, you can just play kind of beats that wouldn't normally be on these kind of instruments, you know, a bit of garage or garage, a bit of UK garage. Hold on. It's great for things like that. Bits and bobs. I mean, I had too much fun doing these. I could have kept going forever, but I decided to stop. Here's an amen break. Done in an 8-bit style, I think. And it's the... yeah, with tuned instruments. all these you completely can edit to your heart's content. And of course, we have blank canvas. Start from scratch. Just draw some stuff in on whatever sound and see what turns up is one of the ways of doing it. Oh, so when it says kicks, it means there's different kick sounds in different places. So it's almost like the full kit thing. Here we go. I like turning that down. Put some random of that in. Put some hats in. Let's go for a straightforward 16th hat. A bit loud, we can turn that down over here. Let's add in some, well, let's make those, let's change the sound. Put a tune to mirror. Let's put a snare in quickly and then I'll get the hell out of here. Let's find a cool snare. Lucille. Little Richard. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. Oh no, it's there. Duh. So you can quickly cross genres to your heart's content and do stuff that you wouldn't have thought of doing. Okay, that has been me, Pendle, showing you about Soundust Plankton drummer, which I quite like. I'll speak to you soon, and I hope you're well.